everybody, welcome to Soccer Smash. Now before we get started, don't worry about the equipment. If you don't have the exact equipment, you can still play the game. You just have to make some substitutes. Like right now, you see the colorful cups stacked in a pyramid. Doesn't have to be in a pyramid. You can use like empty water bottles, whatever you have laying around the house that you can knock over and hopefully not break anything in your house. Right now we have a couple chairs set up as our goal posts, sort of. All right, so now that we have that out of the way, let's get into how to set up our footwork and everything else. All right, so we're going to fast forward a little bit. So right here, we're going to see hopefully one placemat. Yep, there it is. So now we have our first placemat. Right now it's around Halloween, so we're getting a little festive with a pumpkin. So this is going to be where our front foot goes. Our front foot is going to be pointed forward at our target. All right, so now we're going to get our second placemat. So now we're just putting that into place. We're going to have our second placemat coming in soon. There we go. So now that that's put into place, our second placemat is going to be our back foot. It's also going to be our kicking foot. When we put our foot on it, we're going to have it pointed to the side and our front foot pointed forward. And we're going to want to use the inside part of our foot when we kick the ball. In this case, the ball is going to be a plastic bowl. So this can be another adjustment that you make. You know, this is a big plastic bowl for me that I'm going to use. But if you need another suggestion, in the first couple of pictures, you saw a roll of paper towels. You can use a Tupperware bowl, whatever you have laying around the house that can roll. You can even use a ball. I was just trying to find something else to use. So now that we have our bowl, we're going to call this the triangle of trust right here. Let's see. So that's our triangle of trust. All right. So our front foot is going to be on the pumpkin. Our back foot is going to be on the red placemat. And our ball we're going to be trying to kick is the red Tupperware bowl. All right, so now we're going to see where our feet should go in first-person view. See, we got our back foot in the side, front foot pointed forward. All right, perfect. All right, so now we're going to get some different angles on how to kick the ball into the goal. Now that we got our stance set up, we're going to go over some tips on how to kick the ball. Now, the first thing that we want to go over is what part of the foot we want to use when kicking the ball. So take your guesses now before the video shows you. Let's see. And if you guessed the inside part of the foot, you would be correct. So as you can see with the tape that I put on my shoe, we're using the inside part of our foot. If you want to demonstrate this to the class, you can use Post-its or anything that's sticky to differentiate color for the purpose of this activity. So now we're gonna show you how to kick it. We're using the inside part of our foot. We're gonna swing our leg around and make sure we make contact. Perfect. All right, now that we know what part of the foot we want to use when kicking the ball, let's go over where we want to hit the ball in order to keep it rolling, or in this case, sliding on the ground. If you guessed the top part, you would be correct. All right, so let's zoom in on our, let's clear that out of the way. We're going to spotlight our ball. We're going to zoom in. So what I have here for you guys is I marked the ball with painter's tape, and we want to emphasize hitting the top part of the ball to make sure we get that roll or slide on the ground. We don't want to be hitting it down here, or else it's going to go flying up and you might break something in the house and your mom's going to yell at you. All right, so now let's zoom back out. So now we're just going to show you what it would look like. Perfect. Maybe we'll do that in slow-mo. So just make sure we're hitting the top part, you see, at the tape level or above to make sure it stays sliding on the ground. All right, now that we got the boring foot placements out of the way, let's finally kick this ball, right? All right, I'm sure everyone's looking forward to that. So first thing that we want to do, we want to keep our front foot planted on the ground, and we want to keep that front foot pointed at the target. All right, so that's step number one. The second step, we're going to focus on the back foot, or our kicking or power foot. All right, so we're going to make sure that we're using the inside part of the foot when we're kicking, and when we're kicking, we want to swing our foot back and then loop it around to get that follow through motion. All right, and then finally, if you did it correctly, we should have both feet pointed forward at our target. All right, so let's watch how we should do it. We'll put it in slow-mo too. So swing around and follow through, and notice the feet are both pointed at the target. All right, now we're going to see this in another angle. We're just going to go over the key steps one more time. All right, so we're going to walk up to the mats. We're going to have our back foot here pointed sideways, and our front foot right over here pointed towards the target. All right, so once we have that set up, we're going to go in slow-mo. We have our feet set up right here. We're going to keep our eye on the ball. Went out of slow-mo for a second. We're going to keep our eye on the ball, swing our foot, and follow through with our feet pointed towards the target at the end. Perfect, guys. Now you know how to kick and become a soccer smasher. We'll see you next time.